So let me just do a little, if you're all okay, I'm just going to do a little grief education, right? Anytime anyone is grieving, and we're always in the process of grieving, right? Grief doesn't really go away. So this whole notion that time heals all wounds, all that stuff, that's not real. So like, let's just wipe that. Grief is something that we continue to journey through, especially when we're talking about a loss of a loved one. I mean, I won't say loss. I don't like loss. When we're talking about a transition of a loved one, that doesn't go away, because what the grief is doing is helping us to redefine what that relationship looks like now, because the relationship hasn't gone away, right? The relationship with our loved ones hasn't gone away. That's why I'm really cautious about using that word loss. Like, it's just kind of in our vernacular. And so, I'm conditioned to use that term loss, but we're not losing them. Nothing has been lost, right? It's just a shift and an adjustment, because they're still very present. And so what the grief is here to do, how the grief is here to serve, right? Because grief is centered in the heart. Grief isn't meant to be as heavy as we hold it, right? There should be transitions. There are phases of grief that we should experience, but because our culture really hides it, runs away from it, shames it, because we don't know what the hell to do with it, a lot of us hold it, and a lot of us feel so alone in it, because we feel like we don't want to burden anyone else with our grief, right? No one wants to talk about grief, right? And so a lot of times we're just holding it alone, right? We're just shouldering it alone. But we're meant to move through it, and move through it in a way that it creates a lens, it creates a perspective that we're able to sense and experience our loved ones in a different way, right? I know my dad is very present with me, like even now, even as I travel around, like I can feel him. And I'm able to do that because I've allowed the grief, right? You see the tears that are welling up? Because I allow that grief to move through me. I don't hide it. I don't tuck him away anywhere, right? He is on my altar right now.